So you've got to try and create yourself and make yourself in such a position that you are indispensable. So you want someone to smile at you. Why don't you smile at someone first? You want someone to be kind to you. Why don't you be kind to someone first?
Way, because without family you're nothing. So family is everything.
How can you be a blessing to someone else today? I do believe that would make this world a much better place.
Hello and welcome to Sisters Talk with Safin Smart. Art can be described as a diverse range of human activities that creates visual and performing artifacts. Uniqueness in art is defined by the ability of the artist to differentiate their talent from the norm. An example of a standout artist will be a poet who writes poetry in our native language while mastering the art of dance at the same time. These qualities define our guest on today's program. Amarachi Atama is an accomplished poet. Her poems are in a native language, Igbo. Amarachi Atama tops this artistic peculiarity without expertise in her performance. Please sit back as we meet our sister of the day.
Onye siri na ya dukogada waran ga me son wa shi maka no chuo ko ko ne da mana onye shire ta se mutara temo idu mana so pa budan ga ko ari men gene ya bumbo ka chuso. My name is Amarachi Atama. A lot of people call me Wadi Orama. I'm a performance poet, unconventional performance poet. I am a broadcaster, I'm a festival manager, I am so many things in one. I am art. I am an advocate of language, using my language as a point of contact, the Igbo language. But most importantly for today, I am the sister of the day.
Ọkụkọ ekpokogudu munya ke ochegwe maka na ọmarụ na ntandu munya ke egbe chọtar munyi rugide ala yogude maka na ọmarụ moge jekoje mite kporo egbarakata tigide kwụshiga egwe ji dodono maka na egbarakata gbudegwu ikorodo alụno nwonye na-abịa akwa.
Being an Igbo performance poet using my indigenous language, my dialect, the Nsukka dialect. It started so many years ago, let's say 2014 precisely, not much, 2014 precisely. So there was this outcry when I joined the Association of Nigerian Authors of the UNESCO saying the Igbo language is an endangered language among so many other languages that was mentioned. But if something is not being done, that in 50 years the Igbo language would go into extinct. Whoa, that was something. And a lot of the writers were talking about it, media, they were talking about it, a whole lot of things, people were saying something about it, but the truth was that there was a need for something to be done. And so as a young girl who didn't really grow up in Igbo land, but now in Igbo land, I used to write. I had my first publication before then, 2007. I had my second publication before then. So venturing into Igbo language was something that just happened. And then I was called to do something in an event, maybe to present my story, and I did. And I joined an association called Young Creative Writers Society of Nigeria. And then we asked to write poetry, wrote in English. It was not something fun then though. And then gradually I wrote one in Igbo, and the day I presented in an event, everybody was like, wow, this is amazing. Well, I continued because there was a need again to project the Igbo language so that it won't go into extinct. So I continued over and over, continued, and then before you know what was happening, I just got, completely hold of the Igbo performance poetry. And then being a person who usually go to school to talk to young people, I started going to school, creating awareness about the language, about not allowing it going to extinct, about our culture. And then I started the Oja Cultural Festival, which started in 2015. So started talking to a lot of young people, started it kind of provoking a lot of thoughts, especially in young people, because I thought that there would be, for a language to survive, the young speakers have to be put into consideration. Igbo ala moromo ala moromo. Igbo ala de bara bobo Igbo bu mo Igbo enika Igbo bu dachi. The performances is a way through which I send any message across to people, whoever they are, an elder, an old person, man, woman, whoever, kings, queens, governors. It is just a way that I could express myself and send that message across without being victimized, without being looked at, okay, she's being rude. No, because I weave it in words, proverbs, and then I pour it out, and people get to understand. So when I found out that that really connected to people, I continued, and ever since then, it has not been easy. It was not easy when we started, but I will tell you that who I am today is because of my performance poetry. We've been traveling here and there, going here and there, you know, first traveling out of Nigeria, coming back, going again, coming back, just because of the performance. So I didn't choose myself, my art chose me.
Ọ dịghị ihe anya hụrụ gbaa mme, anya ahụla ihe gbara ya mme, mana anya kpọrọ anaghị n'iyi ebe ọ ka dị n'isi. Anyị ka ọ dịrị idozi ala anyị, anyị ka ọ dịrị. Anaghị agbakwa ka arị elu ọjị, ka anyị jikọọ aka hichewe ebe anyị anya mmiri, nke anyị megoro n'otu n'otu, ọ fọrọ hụ njikọ aka. Nkwụcha abụghị ụjọ maka na ihe ụga na-ata ntị n'anụ ya. Anya na-ele anyị bụ anyị iwe, mana mgbe ọbụla anyị jidere akpụ egwu atụba ofe.
When I perform, I go into the mood. I don't know how it happens, but I know that there is this transformation from just the playful, childish, you know, jaga jaga amarachi, to something different, and which most of the time is something I battle with. People see you as being too old, people see you as being too deep, people see you as being something else that you are not. I'm just an ordinary girl. But I do know that whatever body, whatever form I take, it's because of the content of the performance. And so if I am talking about something that is really heart-touching, that is really talking about the ills in the society or the situation we find ourselves today, I find myself sometimes in tears, and you see people go into tears too. So I think it's just because it's a performance that comes from the soul, from the heart. When I perform, when I write my words, they usually come from a deeper part of me, because I do a lot of thinking. I think a lot. So when I start thinking about all those things, it starts forming words, and words go into lines, and lines go into performances. And then when I begin to express it, it comes from that mood I was when I was thinking, and then you see a lot of emotions start coming up.
Anya ahụgo aka emetugo, mana ajụjụ kejuru na lalobi ya. O nwere ụda ntịnụ, akpata oyi ezuo ya ahụ niile. Akụkọ ihe mere na anyị bụ aki ekweghị ọtịta dai uche amarago.
How I uphold my skill, because a lot of people will say, okay, you are not what we saw last year or last 2 years. How do you do it? Yes, for everything, anything you do in life, you must find a way to uphold it, to keep getting better. Otherwise, you'll be left behind, because the world is moving and you have to move too. So what do? I do a lot of readings. I do a lot of researches. I do a lot of what eats my data. You know, in Nigeria, data is very expensive. But when I have data, you will always see me all over the world. I'm everywhere on YouTube. I'm looking for people from Kenya. I'm looking for people from South Africa. I'm looking for people from different countries, you know, looking into their indigenous grace, what they do, how they carry this about, their language and everything. I love the Yoruba Oriki. I follow it a lot. I don't know what they say, but I just enjoy it. You know, it puts me in that mood. So you see me researching, trying to reach out. Sometimes I go on Google and I write performance poets all over the world. Top 10 performance poets, you know, top 10 indigenous poets. And I find them, I see them, I start reaching out. I go to their pages, I look at them. And then I go to books, especially old books like those of Chinua Achebe's before then and all that. So I read, and I I have a lot of books in my language, that I read. People say, how do you... I wasn't like that before. Igbo language was the only subject I failed in my WAEC. Oh yes, that is the only subject I failed in my WAEC, and that was because I did Hausa in my junior class, being born in the northern part of Nigeria. So, but I couldn't read and write Igbo, but I could speak very well. But I tell you now, because I had to call it a thing, I had to become interested and started going into it. So what people should expect from me in future is that voice that is all over the world, that voice that will haunt you wherever you are, talking about how we as Africans, as Nigerians, as Igbo, because I am Igbo, how we could uphold what we have and who we are unapologetically. So whenever I tell people that I am an unapologetic Igbo, so just expect that voice all over the world. Just expect me doing what I do even when I am old. Just expect a lot of impact, a lot of people being touched by this ordinary village girl. That is all you expect. Don't expect too much.
Okwu magana si na ya agaghị eji n'ọkụ gbara ọzara hapụ ije ngala ya na nna ya na-adịghị aga n'agbanyeghị na akụ na ụba anyị niile soro aghala anyị ka na-aracha ofe ejiri okporoko sie ọchụnwa ọkụkọ nwekwa ada o nweghị ihe ijiji ga-eri ka ọ ghara ka ehi ka anyị gbadokwa anya maka na enwe hapụ osisi aka akpara ya ka anyị gbadokwa anya maka na ụbọchị aka hụrụ ntị ọma ụra okwukwe n'aka ghara nkụ aka ọ bụrụ njide nụrụ ọnụ mo maka na ekwughị ekwu mere ọnụ a na-ekwu na ọdụ enwe pere mpe dinta ewere ma na-egbuburikwa ya ihe egbe na-eri adịghị udele mma ma n'ọfọ ka nsị ya dị ire.
My wise words are empowered women empower women. And my name is Colleen Swain, and I'm from the United States.
My wise words are never let your voice be silent. All of us are experts in our own experience. We all have our own life story, which teaches us many lessons. Always let your voice be heard, particularly as a woman, and don't let anyone silence you. My name is Angela Reid, and I am from Australia.
Hello everyone, it's Sisters Talk with Stephanie Smart, and it's the segment we call Manners and Grace. My name is Helen Victor Ebaleme. There's a lot of rudeness around us. There's a lot of rudeness in the society, we know that, but that doesn't make it right to say rude things. I'm here to share with you 5 rude things that we should never say. The first one, you see someone you haven't seen for a while, and then as a conversation starter, you say, "Have you put on weight?" That is so rude. You do not ask someone that. At the same time, you do not ask them, "Have you lost weight?" Because both questions signify either some, illness, or that generally they are not looking good. Have you put on weight is not a compliment. Neither is have you lost weight. So those are absolutely rude. The second one I want to share with you today is you see someone and you ask them, "Are you not feeling well?" That is so rude. Because what you have said invariably is they do not look good, because there's no one who's not feeling well that looks good. Rather, you could just say, "How are you?" and let them reply that they're not feeling well. Then you haven't prompted anything, and it's a friendly conversation. The third hint about rude things we should never say is you run into someone and your icebreaker is, "Are you still single?" That is such a no-no. You do not have any right to ask anyone that sort of question. If you're worried about their relationship status, you could just say, "Hey, are you seeing someone serious?" That is a better way to put it, not ask if they are still single, because asking that gives the impression that you think being single is a problem, which is really not. The fourth is, "I don't like this food." Let me explain that. You go to a restaurant, or somebody invites you for a meal, or invites you to their house to eat, and they serve you what you do not like. For example, chicken, and you don't like chicken. You please, to behave properly, Eat that chicken like it's the very best food you've ever had in your life. Even if you didn't like it, you can just pick little bits of it, but never tell them you don't like the food. That is plain rude, because they might think you're rejecting even their friendship. And don't be surprised if you're never invited back again. Another hint is when you tell someone, another rude thing that we should never say, when you tell someone, oh, you looked so much prettier before, or you looked so much prettier when you were younger. Of course they looked prettier when they were younger. Who didn't look better or prettier when they were younger? You never say that to anyone. So we all know the right things to say. So you just make sure you say the right thing all the time. I'm hoping that with these 5 short hints for today, we'll have greater communication and greater conversations. You could always visit mannersandgrace.net for more. And of course, keep watching Sisters Talk with Stephanie Smart. It's Helen. Thank you.
Quite an exclusive talent. And as a trained theatre artist myself, I really do appreciate Amarachi's unique abilities, and I do hope that you also enjoyed watching her performances, enjoyed just sharing a moment with her. I also say thank you to Ellen on the Manners and Grace segment, and to you most especially for making out the time to watch. Thank you. Have you subscribed? If you haven't done so, please take a moment right now to quickly click on the subscribe button, and I say thank you in advance. And until next time, I remain Stephanie Smart. Stay safe and be smart. Bye bye.